everyone, it's Lynette Shepherd with Movers and Shapers. Thank you so much for tuning in to our next episode of Cooking with Lynette, where we empower people to look better and feel better by providing you healthy, easy alternatives. Better things than what you're used to doing. Anyway, before we get started, please subscribe to this channel, hit post notifications, or push notifications, I can never remember what it is, and like it. And please, if you do like it, would you share it? We want to get these easy little cooking videos and tips and tricks for eating well and eating easy and enjoying it to everybody. Today we are making homemade mayonnaise. Everybody thinks mayo is such a bad thing for you, and truly it's not the worst. Now, the commercial store-bought products are, because they have preservatives and all that other stuff in there, but homemade mayonnaise is eggs and oil. That's it. So if you're using the good light olive oil and some good eggs with some little seasonings, you can make mayo, and I'm going to show you how simple it is. This is going to be a super quick one. So also let me tell you this, from that mayonnaise, you can make a ton of different aiolis. So all aioli is mayonnaise. So if you want a garlic aioli, you can add fresh garlic, squeeze it in there and blend it up, or you could even use a really good high quality garlic powder. You could do a spicy one by adding a little sriracha. You could add a little Tabasco. You can add some cayenne. You could have a Tex-Mex one. If you've ever heard of a remoulade that goes with like crab cakes, all that really is a little bit of a spicy tartar sauce. So you would take that homemade mayonnaise, add some dill relish and some Cajun spices, and mix that up. So many things you can do with this basic homemade mayonnaise recipe. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm starting literally from scratch. Got my food processor. You need a food processor or a blender. I prefer using a food processor because I don't have a blender. I suppose, really, what's the difference? Because I think blenders have little holes in the top too, right? Okay, so start out with room temperature eggs. And these have been out all day, but they still feel a little chilly, which is weird. Actually a little concerning, but hopefully it won't foil my efforts. So you want 1 full egg and then 2 egg yolks. Oh, so here's what I'm going to do. Put the egg white in here. Okay. There's a lot of fancy ways of separating eggs. You can get all these little, contraptions. So I do it. Just go back and forth. The white pulls itself right off. Now, at home, and actually, Sarah, you can have these egg whites. I save these and eat them for breakfast, because for breakfast, I usually don't have egg yolk anyway. And you start blending these up. You're not going to be able to hear me. Got that blended a little bit. Then a lot of times I'll do that and then just leave this sit. I'll do this in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'll go back. They're warm and I finish up. Next thing you want to add is a little Dijon mustard. Whoa, oh yeah. Little squirt. Squirted on its own. I like using Lowry's. You can use salt and pepper. And then I'm using lemon packets, True Lemon. You hear me talk about them all the time because they're convenient. The juice of half a lemon is an alternative, or vinegar, like a white vinegar. But you want a little acidic, a little acid in there. I'm going to start with 2. And if you've been watching me, I taste on the way. I'm not a measurer. And it depends on what I'm in the mood for. Sometimes I want my mayo a little lemonier. Oh, and that's another thing. Hollandaise sauce is really kind of like a lemon mayo. If you make it from scratch, you don't do it this way, but you could make a mayonnaise and just add a little lemon to it. Don't make it quite as thick. You don't want to heat it up though. You'd use it at room temperature, depending on what you're using it for. Okay. All right. Now, because I don't want you to see how long this takes, how quick it is, kind of, and how this emulsifies, but it's going to be too loud for me to talk, so it might be boring. But then again, my video editor might cut this out, even though I don't want her to. Maybe I'll do a little song and dance back here. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, no, one more thing. How much oil? approximately 1 to 2 cups. Now, all I have here is 1. I do have some of my other stronger olive oil, which I love the taste of olive oil in my mayo. A lot of people do not, and kids might not. So I always get the light, and it always says best for grilling, sauteing, and marinade because it's not as flavorful as the robust, darker olive oils. Those will actually be, I guess the best word would be a tad bitter. So always start with the light. This should be good. I like my mayo really, really, really thick. So at home, honestly, I would probably use a little more than this, but let's see where this goes. Especially because these aren't as warm as room temperature as I thought. Here we go. Notice can you see how thin the screen is? Thin screen. Because if you dump the oil in any faster, it won't emulsify. So I'm letting it emulsify a little bit and I'm going back with more. How it's thickening up. As you can see, nice and thick. Oh, looks so good. Fresh mayonnaise tastes so good. All right, let me get back on here because I might need to add a little more salt and yes. I do think I need a little more salt. Then again, I love salt. Now here's another thing. You can use different flavored salts. I use Lawry's. You could use plain. You could use sea salt. All right, I guess I shouldn't be sticking my fingers in there, even though it is just family here. And I'll tell you, yeah, never mind. I'm not giving any chef secrets away. Want to try?
Yeah, I do.
I'm actually going to add a little more mustard and a little more lemon, just a tad. It's a little too olive oily. But isn't it good? You think I should? Are you thinking I shouldn't?
No.
Yeah, just a tad. Just trust me.
Okay. I'm not a fan of Dijon, so.
I know, but it doesn't taste like it. It adds that little bit of vinegar, that little bit of acidic. Now watch. So now you're going to have a testimonial that little bit of extra, look, probably a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of Dijon and another packet of the olive oil. And if I was home, I meant lemon. If I was home, I would have probably, sometimes I mix a little lemon and a little white vinegar. That gives it it's a good blend. So you get a hint of both. Very subtle. Isn't it better?
Way more flavorful.
Yeah, but not You couldn't tell me what the difference is. It's just very subtle. It just is, now it tastes like mayonnaise. So that's it. All right. Today's Cooking with Lynette video is over already. How to make homemade mayonnaise and or aioli or remoulade or tartar sauce. All you need to add to this for tartar sauce is relish, either sweet relish or dill relish. So many things you could do with this. Dressings. You can make dressings for your salads. I have a really good actual Caesar salad dressing mix, which maybe I'll do that one of these times. But you could add powdered ranch dressing to this with a little buttermilk and whisk that up to make it a little, runnier or whatever. Anyway, possibilities are endless. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to my channel, hit post notifications, like it if you liked it, and share it if you liked it. Please, thank you, and see you next time.